I'm Kristine and I'm from High Point, North Carolina. So I have a bathroom that has 3 knobs that keep leaking, and you have to replace the O-rings like every 6 months if you're lucky. So it just got to the point where I was ready to put the time and money into having it fixed. And then when I contacted some plumbers, they couldn't, to have what I wanted done, they had to go in through the front of the shower, which means I needed tile guys. So I found Parahomes. I called several places that did like full shower redos because I did not know what I was doing. And they were just like, we won't come out for a job that small. And then I was about to give up and I saw Parahome and I was like, I'm just gonna give this a try. And I called and I talked to this really nice lady and she was super helpful. And she got me set up with somebody coming out the next day. The deciding factor to use Parahomes was that they were willing to work with me on timeline and price, and they were really wanting to get me to get what I wanted out of the project. Because it started out as a need, but it developed into something I could enjoy long term. Working with Parahome Solutions was easy, especially we had one issue come up and we all got together and talked about it and came up with a plan A and a plan B. And I'm not familiar with this type of stuff, so I had to make a decision, which was not easy. So I ended up going back and forth and they didn't have a problem with that, and I ended up with a good solution in the end. That was totally different than I thought I wanted, but it worked out really well. And I understood why. What stood out to me about the care they took when working in my home was the people I've had in there previously. There was a bit of damage, and I did notice that they put down drop cloths, and that made me feel better about any further damage being done to something I was already gonna have to tend to myself later. So my biggest concern before starting this project was the timeline, because I needed it done fairly quickly, and that wasn't an issue, which I was really surprised about. And everything else that I should have been concerned about or even questioned, I didn't know to yet, because I didn't know what I was in for with this project, because I've never had to deal with this before. So they knew and addressed that whenever we were talking about the timeline also. Now that the project is almost done, I am so relieved that I don't have to make these decisions for a long time, and that I don't have to go into my bathroom and see mistakes. I've had that experience in the past, and it's a terrible way to start your day, especially in a bathroom. I would recommend Parahome to my neighbors. Not my family, because they live so far away, but yes, I'd recommend them to my neighbors, especially since they need help with all sorts of types of projects. So, yeah. To anyone that is considering a similar project, I would recommend to know what you need, know what you want, and just talk to people and see what can be done. You never know.